Hi, incredible women out there. It's time to introduce you to another incredible contributor for the Women Empowered Sexuality, Intimacy and Love platform. Ladies, you have to meet Amrita. She is just something else. Such a fountain of knowledge, but also so entertaining and fabulous at the same time. I really can't wait for you to meet this goddess. So Amrita has a wonderful story to tell. She is currently living in Bali, but she grew up and is from Australia. She was married quite young, and she found herself in a sexless marriage. From there, it kind of was a slippery slope downwards, where she ended up having an affair on her husband, and then after that got herself into a series of toxic relationships after that relationship ended. She talks so openly and honestly about this journey, and she also talks about how in her 30s she then came out of a marriage and she realized she didn't actually know who she was. And from there she went on a huge journey of self-discovery to South America, to India, to Nepal. She learnt Tantra, she learnt Kundalini, and then she now has a wealth of knowledge that she shares with people in workshops in Bali. Amrita had so many incredible things to say in our interview. It was an eye-opening time together. We talked about so many things around sexual energy, the importance of sexual energy, and it really being your source of desire and creativity. We talked about the fact that sexual energy is not just the act of having sex. It is about being creative. It's about finding yourself. And she gives the women a tip how they can actually turn the recording off straight away and go off and activate their sexual energy. It's a tip I'm a huge fan of, ladies, and you'll know why when you hear the recording. She talks about the fact that you don't need a partner to activate your sexual energy, your creativity center. She talks about the importance of a self-pleasure practice, and that doesn't have to, again, be sexual in nature. It could be massage, it could be manicure and pedicure, it could be anything where you're really just looking after yourself. She talks about the importance of being your own best lover. Being your own best lover. She talks about connecting with your partner and being curious. And she raises this really interesting idea of sometimes, so often in relationships, people get bored of their partners because they think they know everything about them. But actually, that never happens. That can never happen. And she raises a great point that we never actually completely know ourselves, and we're constantly changing and evolving, and the same applies with the people that we're with. So be curious about your partner, be curious about how they're changing and developing and their different needs. Be curious about it. She gives us a really easy, simple tool to connect with our partner, and she talks us through what happens if our partner finds that uncomfortable. And it's incredibly simple, and at the same time sometimes difficult, and she walks us through that and the challenges that you might face in doing it, but also the benefits that can come from it. We talk about the fact that women often don't trust their partners, and when they don't trust their partners, it's actually a result of them not trusting themselves. And we dive into this really interesting idea, and she talks about what a woman can do to help that. She talks about the main challenges that women face, that she sees them face, to do with their sexuality, intimacy and love. I'll give you two of them. One being around confidence, and we talk about that, and the other one around self-worth. She talks about if you disregard the body, you disregard your intuition. We dive into that, why that is, and why it's so important to not do it. She talks about why and how women block their sexuality and the dangers of that. And embracing your imperfections, the importance of embracing your imperfections and the power in doing that. She talks about trusting yourself with others, and the importance of dropping into the body and listening to the body. I mean, this interview was so incredible. I want to keep going, but part of me wants to stop. Look, let me tell you a little bit more. We talk about unworthiness, and what to do about it. We talk about the importance of surrounding yourself with the right tribe, and why that is so important when it comes to sexuality, intimacy and love. We talk about body shame. We talk about the importance of being present to feel pleasure. We also talk about this incredible idea of sex being transactional, and when it is, how dangerous that approach can be. Ladies, I'm going to stop right there. If you've got the platform, dive on in and listen to the interview. If you don't have it yet, the link's below. We're waiting for you on the other side. I promise you it's going to be a good time. I hope to see you there. Bye, ladies.